I'm Michael Sangster, CEO of NAC. Join me and Gale Force Winds for special conversations here at the North American Education Convention.
Hi, I'm Alan Dale with Gale Force Winds. I want to tell you, I'm having a wonderful time here at the North American Career Education Convention. This is a wonderful collaboration between Canada and the United States all around career education. Folks in this room understand what they do, make a real difference in people's lives. They are transforming lives one person at a time, and I'm in conversation one person at a time, and I love meeting these folks. And on that note, why don't you introduce yourself, tell us what you do.
Great, yeah, so I'm Nadine Baladi. I am the Senior Vice President for Canada at Oxford International Education Group.
You're also a board member, correct?
That's right, I'm also a board member of NAC, the National Association of Career Colleges, and over there, specifically, I chair a committee on governance and nominations.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit about your desire to be in a leadership role at NAC. Why would you do that?
What we do, career colleges across Canada, is absolutely crucial, not only to changing lives of the students, but also to changing our communities. And sometimes as an industry, career colleges need a voice and need to really advocate for all the good work that we do. And so at NAC, we get to do that. We really need to step up. We collaborate with really the competition, if you will. The board is made up of a whole bunch of amazing institutions across Canada. So as I sit there representing the industry, I'm not thinking about my school, I'm thinking about the industry. And this person sitting next to me also is thinking about the industry and the students, the outcomes, the successes. So when we come together, we can really elevate the sector, and that's what I love to do.
Speaking of coming together, here we are in the United States, working with our American friends and neighbors. Same conversation. It's almost identical conversation in the United States as in Canada. Talk to me about the importance and the excitement around being in this conversation.
Yeah, I think especially nowadays with some political turmoil, there could be some questions about why do we want to be here in the USA. The truth is, the challenges that we face, whether it's something as simple as finding the right student for the program, or bringing on more programs, or having programs that are recognized across provinces or states, regulators, tuition fees. How do we get our websites to be improved? Essentially, all of those things, it doesn't matter if you're a Canadian career college or if you're an American career college, you will need to meet vendors who can help you improve the services that you offer. And we get to have these amazing best practices, brainstorming conversations with one another here.
Speaking of vendors, it's incredible when you walk around here, new technology and AI, and there's so much happening in this space. How exciting is that?
Yeah, it's a little overwhelming because it makes you realize just how much help you need, and just how much growth opportunity there is, certainly for our colleges at Oxford, but also, sort of other colleges as well feel the same way. But this is where we come get the help. Mm-hmm. This morning I went to an excellent presentation on SEO versus GEO, generative optimization. So essentially, how do you rank highly in your results in terms of ChatGPT and AI, essentially? Right. Yeah. And that was just kind of eye-opening. I think that our marketing team is already onto that, but for me, as the SVP that oversees so many different departments, I'm not as clued into that. So amazing vendors here that are just helpful to make us, just better colleges.
Talk to me about Oxford.
All right. So Oxford International, UK-based. We're actually a bit of a baby career college in Canada. Okay. We've been in existence as a career college for 2 years in Halifax, where we are graduating. So far, we've graduated about 300 continuing care assistants and early childhood educators who have all gotten jobs in the sector. 100% placements there, which is awesome. We just launched, just this Monday, so 3 days ago, our very first cohorts in Toronto. So talk about, up and coming new career college. And we currently have 2 cohorts running in personal support worker and an early childhood education assistant.
Wow.
And so we're really excited to create more community partnerships and really impact the community where our graduates will work.
Oxford, like all the career colleges, understand the importance of breaking down the barriers to learning, helping the students get in the classroom.
Yeah.
Whether that's financial, even that first contact
Yeah.
with the student, making it inviting for
huge.
them. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting question that you asked because, as a new career college in Ontario, for anyone watching this who might be familiar with the framework of career colleges in Ontario, we don't have access to OSAP. So there is no financial aid for our students in Ontario until we reach sort of a 2-year mark and we can demonstrate what our KPIs are. Fair enough, that's the kind of the price to entry, but we still need to support the students.
Yeah.
How do we support them without financial aid? So what we've done is we've created a whole bunch of different services, many of which are offered at our competitors as well, but we've also really worked on scholarships, and we're really trying to recognize the individual student who comes to us. They're all going to need some support financially, but are they particularly, invested in community volunteering already? If so, $2,000 off your,
Wow.
Off your tuition. Or if you are really good at social media marketing, but you're trying to pivot into a personal support worker, we could use your help,
Right.
So let's take off $2,500 off your tuition. So we're really trying to
Being very
bring
creative.
down the price for them, seeing where their strengths are, and really ultimately give them a different type of financial benefit, which they will never have to pay back because it's a full-on upfront scholarship that they get. Yeah.
Talk to me about the importance of putting instructors in front of the students who come with real life experience.
Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of career colleges, right? So our instructors are all passionate about their field. And oftentimes when you are passionate, you're also a great, conveyor of that knowledge.
I'm seeing that now. Go ahead.
So I think ultimately, if you are a student who, or just a person who wants to change your career, you're not a huge fan of school. You've done schooling before, but you're looking for a new place, or maybe you just finished high school and school wasn't for you, or higher education. Going to a career college, that the teacher, first of all, is super passionate about what they do. Secondly, there's a lot of hand-holdings. We're talking small classes, right? So usually it's a maximum of 18, 24 students per class. So it's just really, just really supportive environments. And then the practical training makes it fun, makes it relevant, makes it actually, non-theoretical. What you're learning in that lab or in that classroom, that's what you're going to be doing 6 months from now when you graduate.
Right.
So I think those teachers know that, and they have fun conveying that kind of experience. Yeah.
And then you mentioned 100% placement out of Halifax and jobs at the other end.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the importance of making sure people are going to work at the other end.
Yeah. Well, so first of all, Oxford International only delivers programs where there is a labor shortage. So that's one thing we're committed to. We look at where we're located geographically, and we look at the needs of that community. So that's sort of just the way we want to connect with the community. And that's, part of the relevance that we're trying to give the students studying with us as well. So that's number one. So from we all know that unfortunately, Canada is desperate, in fact, no matter where you live in Canada, for personal support workers or healthcare assistants or early childhood educators. So those are the types of programs that we deliver. So to be honest, it's not that difficult once you have the official regulated certification to find the job. But what we do in addition to that, of course, is help the students just nail their interviews.
Right.
And develop all the soft skills that as an employer you want your employee to have. And so some of that is just as simple as like great etiquette, bedside manners for the continuing care assistants, working on their resume, something as basic as a resume. How do you get noticed, and how do you maybe start your job not at the lowest kind of salary, whatever that may be in your career choice, but maybe you already get that extra bump because you're so impressive in an interview setting. Right. And that's worked. It's worked for all our students. Yeah.
You mentioned a number of times the community you're in.
Yeah.
You keep referring back to that and the impact you're making. Talk to me about the importance of that, because you don't sit isolated in an office building somewhere providing training. You are part of a community.
Yeah.
You're part of a solution.
Yeah. I mean, so I think depending on the programs we offer, but oftentimes things like, for example, personal support worker or career continuing care assistant in Halifax, you don't really have a choice, to be honest, because the program itself is built by a government branch who really is looking out for the community. So again, to be fair, we have the amazing leadership of a department that is looking out for their elders in the community. And then they come to us as a career college and they're saying, hey, we really think that the curriculum that's going to be most valuable to the community is this. And so we'll say, okay, great, we'll adapt our curriculum to meet those needs. Right now, for example, the need in Nova Scotia is a quicker way to graduation. So how do we accelerate the curriculum to make sure that our graduates are out in community with their skill set really impacting those elders quickly? But I think then beyond that, what's on us is going out to elder care homes. For example, there's a lot of huge organizations either across Canada or also provincial that have a number of homes, and really just saying to them, like, what are your needs? How can we build a curriculum with you that's really going to help the people that you serve so that our graduates are there? And so those relationships are super fun, and those who end up being our employers of our graduates, they'll often be at our campuses in open houses, in career fairs that we host, that kind of thing. And it just kind of brings everyone together. Yeah. It's really nice. We get great feedback from that. That's what I refer to when I say the community. Essentially, these employers, whether they're early childhood education centers or they're elder care places or community centers. It's so awesome to hear their feedback about our graduates and the impact that our graduates have on their clients.
I've never heard anybody talk about the continuous improvement cycle with such passion. That's incredible. That really is. Talk to me about the graduates. Talk to me about the students.
Yeah.
What they mean to you.
Yeah.
How important it is for you to give them the best possible education.
I mean, it's really, at the end of the day, it's all about the students. It's all about them seizing an opportunity, which is often a huge deal for them, right?
Right to go back to school.
Totally. So whether they are 20 years old and deciding to return, or many of our students are immigrants into Canada, and maybe they have training back home, but those credentials aren't recognized, for example. They already have kids, they have a family, they have to support them. And they're saying, you know what, I'm going to just make this happen for 6 months because ultimately the outcome is worth it. I want to go work in this new career. And when you think of each individual student who has an individual story like that, you can't help but detach yourself from the student, and you get so excited, in fact emotional, when you see them get to the end game, of graduation and finding a job. I think that during their stay with us, every step is an important one. Like sort of, who is not showing up one day? Quick call to them. Is it that you're sick? Do you need the notes? Or are you disengaged? Or did something happen to you personally or to your child at school today? Like everyone, who comes to us has got this full life that we need to support so that they can get to that final stage and graduate. And we do it. And I mean, and I know that it's, to be honest, again, it's not unique to our college. Canadian career colleges are just exceptional places. that all view the students at the center of what they do. Really, we are a super strong, caring industry. Yeah.
Well, if you ever wanted to see passion and professionalism collide, you just did. What an incredible conversation, incredible work you're doing.
Thanks for your questions.
Both on the national stage, the international stage, and just very locally at the college level. We appreciate you being in the conversation.
Thanks, I appreciate you asking the questions.
Thank you for watching Gale Force Wins from Las Vegas. Check out NAC.ca and career.org to learn more about NAC and CQ.